My full name, they call me K. Rosewood.
When and where were you born?
I was born in Yonkers, New York,
What year?
1975.
You
I'm
said
like
70s. What year?
75.
Tell me a little bit about your family, your siblings, parents.
Grew up in a household of four. Me, my sister, mother, and father. Um, we was cool. Everything was okay.
Who were
And
you
then,
closest to in your family growing up?
before my sister got of age, it was my cousin Mike. God bless, he passed away. You know what I'm saying? Back then at 21, but he was the closest I ever was to like somebody, like, you know what I'm saying, growing up.
And how did his death affect you?
It affected me a lot because that was the first time like being young and you had somebody like that was like a brother that got taken away too early. So that affected me a lot, like back then.
What neighborhood did you specifically grow up in?
Um, Warburton and Ravine. It's like, you know, Warburton is up the hill, Ravine is down the hill. It's like a 4 block radius. You know what I'm saying? So they call Ravine back block, and Warburton is like the main Ave. You know what I'm saying?
And what was it like growing up in that neighborhood during the early 80s, late 80s?
It was cool. Had a lot of fun. You know, in the park a lot. Just a lot of shit. A lot of crack vials on the floor. I do remember that heavy. You know what I'm saying? But I was young, so I was just on basketball time and all of that type of stuff.
Describe Yonkers in the 80s and in the 90s. Um, you talk about the gentrification, like what it
Hmm.
was like back then. You could talk about like again, you mentioned like the crack, crack vials, the
Hmm.
crack epidemic. Just describe like the whole scene of Yonkers.
Yeah, like so where I was from in the hood, it's the water and all that. It's like, the waterfront. That's what they call it now. But back then it was just the Hudson River. You know what I'm saying? That's where we was, at. So, and Central Avenue was considered where the white people stayed at, where they lived at. So that's like in the 80s. So, it was bad on our side. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't even really go over there without them calling police or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we stayed over there. I mean, on our side. So now, 90s come about. They want to switch sides. The white people wanted to come over to, our side, the hood, because they fixing it up and bring the black people over there to Central. You know what I'm saying? But
And what
that,
does the waterfront area look like now?
oh, amazing! They got Lion Gate. They have all types of new buildings that they built. Um, Restaurants, barber shops, coffee shops. They built it up. It's like Soho. I think they call it Soyo for YO for Yonkers. Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
I
Yeah,
did not know. Are you
yeah,
serious?
yeah. They call it
So yo.
Soyo. Yeah.
Okay. Discuss the kinds of trauma that generally comes with inner city living for black men and just black people in general.
Shit. Police is number one. That's the number one problem, actually. You know what I'm saying? They got them. They get to do whatever they want to do nowadays. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit. Even back then, they was doing some bullshit. So it's like, did anything really change? You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like, that's one thing that stayed the same. I think from back then until now. You know what I'm saying? Is the police. They still violent. They still, you know what I'm saying? Whatever they say, go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody has a voice besides them. Like, that's the only thing that didn't change from, I say, then to now.
And how do poor black, young black men find ways to love and protect each other in the hood? And what choices do they typically or stereotypically make?
Well, I mean, see, that's a hard one because I don't want it to sound like doing wrong brings people together. You know what I'm saying? But when you come from a place that's messed up, it's like you got to go outside, your friends, you trying to, get your little chips, hustle, bag groceries, this, that, and the third, just to, get whatever you got. You know what I'm saying? So that came from bagging groceries, trying to get our little chips and juices to getting older and seeing the older guys having money and all that. And we like, yo, we want some too. And that's how the chain reaction starts. And then you form a circle and then we protect each other like that. And it's messed up how it sounds, but that's what brought, people together, you know?
Um,
So that's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Other people might, look at it different, but in my eyes, how I grew up, that's how it was. You know?
what do you think the differences are between this generation now growing up and our generation? You tried to answer that.
Yeah, that one is the difference between our generation and theirs. The respect level, I think. That's how I feel. They totally different from how we grew up. We grew up with more respect. We didn't disrespect our elders. We didn't do any of that. Nowadays, they'll curse out an old lady, knock them on the floor, or whatever. And I'm not saying all of them, but if some people are raised right. Some people raise their kids right. So I can't say all kids like nowadays, but majority, that's what it is. That's what I see.
Okay. So, what schools did you attend growing up, and what was your school experience like?
I attended Gordon High School in Yonkers, New York. Um, my experience was fun. Running around, attending, playing basketball for high school. Um, I mean, I cut a lot, but in the major part, I like being there. That's crazy as it sounds. It's like I had more fun in school at that time than I had at home. You feel what I'm saying? So it was cool. I had fun. Yeah.
Okay, so how and when did you meet Jada and the rest of the locks? Like, tell me the story, because that's the part that we really, we need to make the
Yeah,
connection.
yeah. As far as Jadakiss, I we went to school together at a young age in third grade. Actually, we went to a Catholic school, Our Lady of the Rosary. So we started off there, and Sheik, he lived across the street from me on Ravine. You know what I'm saying? So we grew up like that. We all went to different uh, junior high schools. Like me and Jada went to the same junior high school. Sheik and Styles went to a different junior high school, and then we met up in Gordon High School. We all went to the same high school, so that's how that started. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, it was on. That's when everything started.
So when did everyone start rhyming and rapping? So start a little bit about
See, the
and
damn,
did
I
you
gotta
rhyme
go
and rap?
back.
Did
I
you
gotta go
and did you
back.
yeah, you gotta go
I
back.
gotta go back. Okay. Um, so we was in third grade actually. Me and Jada, we was in third grade. Our Lady of Rosary, and they used to have talent shows, right? And we was in it. We was in the talent. So back then, this is when it was break dancing and all of that. Electric boogie, top rocking, windmill and backspins, all of that type of shit. So we one year we entered it. I don't know if we was in fourth grade. I that far I don't know. I don't know what grade we was in when we decided that we was gonna enter the talent show and break dance. And actually, yo, it's crazy. You know what I'm remembering now? We won some, so I remember I had the trophy. It was 84 actually. It was 84. We won our first talent show. Yeah. And that was just, electric boogie and all that. So Jada actually was good at that shit. Like he had a mean backspin, all like, he was good at that shit. So years later, okay, so I say that's 84. Okay, I'm gonna go 85 or so. He actually started like flowing, like actually like doing like little freestyles, like as a kid, like you know what I'm saying? Just playing around, not taking nothing serious. He just could do it, like started as joking, like he did it as joking. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that started. And Sheik was next door, and Kiss was rhyming like a little while before Sheik started. Like Kiss developed, he started rhyming early. He developed his style like kind of early, and Sheik came a little later. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that started. It was just them two. And then we met Styles in, you know what I'm saying, in high school years later. And he taught himself how to rhyme. And that's how they formed together. You know what I'm saying? Back then.
All right. So describe all of them, what they were like before, they were signed professionally. Like, 'cause, you was telling us
Yeah.
that he was a good breakdancer. So describe like little things
Yeah.
about him.
Well, before that, we was all young, playing Pop Warner. Um, Jada and Sheik played on the same Pop Warner team. I never played. I used to just go up there watching. Those were my homies. I was too fat to play. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't make the weight. That was the shit back then. So, I didn't play Pop Warner, but I played basketball, Little League back then with me, Jada, a couple of my other guys, you know. So that's what I was doing back then until we got, a little older. And, that's how that was. But, yeah, we been together for as long as I can remember. Everybody was different. Styles came from across town. We was in the same neighborhood. So it just was, and we just clicked up. That's what it is. The rest is history.
So what was it like when the Locks first got signed, or around the time when they started appearing like on mixtapes, really, like so when they did the song with like McGruff and all that stuff. So what was describe that time?
Well, actually, yeah, so they we started actually making the Bomb Squad mixtapes first before anything. You know what I'm saying? That was the first mixtapes we was doing, and the fast forward, that's how they got on with Mary and all that. They got one of the mixtapes that we was producing as a young kid, They got it to Mary, you know what I'm saying? Then we got on, and then we start meeting other, producers like DJs like Clue and all that, and that's how all of that began. That mixtape era stuff, like, you know what I'm saying, McGruff and all that. We knew McGruff before all of that. You know what I'm saying? Just by being in Harlem, him being who he is, like, you know what I'm saying, street guy and all that. So, it was just only right, you know. We made our connections with, all of them. McGruff, Cam, all of them, Mace, all of them. So
Um, when did you start really having a hand in like the professional side? Was it always from the beginning of everyone's career,
nah,
or is it something that just
I
like it
wish
fell
we
in your
were,
lap?
I wish we was that
You know what
professional
I mean? Like,
then.
is this just something you're like, what?
Yeah,
Maybe we should
yeah, nah, I
write these
wasn't.
dates down and record.
No, I wish it was. I wish we was that professional then, but no, we was just winging it. Actually, most of us is still selling drugs, um, all types of shit. So we was winging it. We was selling drugs at the same time. Have to fly out, come back, sell drugs, and until we figured it out. And that's how it was. We was actually winging it. So it was not that professional. Word up at all. You know what I'm saying? We was just happy, like, oh shit, we get to go here, we get to go there, we get to go, you know what I'm saying? So that's how it was when it first started off until, you know, we start really getting right, until Puff start, teaching them certain things. Their managers start teaching them certain things. This is how this goes and this how this goes. But as far as I didn't start getting professional until a while after that, because I didn't want to stop, you know, selling drugs or whatever. I didn't really, because I didn't need the money at the time. Like, so I wasn't thinking about getting put on paperwork, or, all of that type of stuff. So, that's how that went down.
Um, Describe the music industry back then when they first started out and y'all first started working in it, and
And
now,
now,
and then what you have seen has changed, and that that's behind the scene, with labels.
well, the music industry from when we started and now, when we started, it was fun, I think. It was fun. So, you know what I'm saying? Like now, like between, like it was fun then and now it's like a lot of drama. It's more drama than nowadays than it was then. That's a comparison right there. And back then I say we was more united. I think. You know what I'm saying? We was more united back then, so to speak, than we are now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing their own thing or whatever, whatever. But we was united, and shit, that it wasn't no internet either. So we had to really work, like really work to get out there. Nowadays, the difference they could wake up, brush their teeth, turn on their phone, and make a live feed, and everybody know you. You know what I'm saying? So that is totally different, the music industry with that. You know what I'm saying? All this streaming stuff and all that. It wasn't all of that like that back then. It wasn't none of that. Play your shit and let's rock. Nowadays, they got all types of platforms that you could get money from. So I say the money now, you could get more money now, I think, than back then. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. So it's a lot of different comparisons that, that you could bring up. with that. You know what I'm saying?
Now, and your role as manager, tell me like what are some of the things that you have learned to, like you had to teach yourself to do, and some of the things that you do on a
Um,
regular basis. And now we're gonna start getting into like
yeah.
your actual work, and then get into like other things, and then we'll be done. So,
Um, yeah, well, my role as well, I'm only road manager. You know what I'm saying? I'm not his manager. So road manager, yeah, I play it well, like I said back then, I wasn't thinking about it and all that, but I had to get professional the older I got and all of that. So, I had to teach myself more about planning and patience and, things like that. So, yeah, like I had to teach myself like just yeah, like being on time and make sure he's on time and make sure he has certain things and all that. Before when I was growing, it's like, all right, man, we here together. Like, yeah, all right, you do like, you know what I'm saying? You do you, I'm gonna do me, we partying, all right, we here together. But it's not like that. You gotta help, you gotta do things like nowadays. Like you gotta be on it. Believe me, I gotta taught a lot of patience.
my bad.
No, it's
Excuse
all
me.
good.
And I thought I turned it off.
Usually I'll be the one to do that. But yeah, so it's 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 some work sometimes. It's definitely some work because you got to deal with the attitudes or saying the mood changes. You know what I'm saying. If things don't work out, you got to handle that. There's no excuses because you supposed to. You know what I'm saying. So it's a lot of patience. A lot of patience. Believe me, you dealing with different different personalities all over, so it's it's work.
What's been one of like the biggest obstacles or something that you had to deal with in your role? Like an example, like maybe something with a promoter or somebody, something where you had to really.
Oh man. I mean, I had a few fuck shit happen, but not too much as a like no violence or none of that. But I had to scream on a few people or this that and the third, or certain promoters that try to get over on you, or you know what I'm saying, or I had to stay after the club and make the promoter uh cash at me or whatever if he ain't have all the money, like, you know what I'm saying. It's just a lot of that type of shit, but nothing I could say as far as dealing with a promoter where we had to really do, or I had to do anything that was violent or none of that.
Oh no, I
Nah.
wasn't saying about like anything.
Oh,
Just having
just
to
some
deal
fuck. Oh
with,
yeah, yeah. It'd be a lot of, definitely a lot of
especially like the
fuck
not
shit.
paying.
Yeah, and all that. So yeah, definitely a lot of fuck shit. Know what I'm saying? A lot of smoke and mirrors. They'll tell you one thing and then it's something else. That's why contracts. See, I learned that too. Being there, how to deal with contracts. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I get what I want for him. You know what I'm saying? For the clients, the lots in general. Or, you know what I'm saying? However it comes across the table, you know?
Now, how has working in with Jada and the Locks helped create or open doors or given you paths to other opportunities that you can now work on outside of music for your, for yourself to build your own empire and, create
Yeah,
your own wealth?
yes, a lot of things. Jada and the Locks opened up a lot of things for me. As far as like merch, selling my own merch and all of that, like having my own weed strand, able to do parties, on my own, like, just things like that, just to get extra money, like, you know what I'm saying? To start my own thing going.
All right.
So
So talk
it's a
about
lot
each
of,
of them.
yeah. So so I have a clothing line that's called Beat the Odds Collective. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. I figured, I came up with that when I was in jail. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I live off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bet on yourself. Try to define all odds. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and the only way that I think that as black, or I'm not even gonna put it as black, I say everybody is, if we do it together. That's where I got the collectively from. Beat the Odds Collective. Like, you know what I'm saying? Collectively together we could overcome and beat some odds. Like, you know what I'm saying? And as far as the weed, that's self-explanatory. That I'm always smoking. That's I've been doing it since I was a kid, 14 years old, and it came about because I'm always smoking, and everybody be like, "Yo, you always got a blunt in your mouth. You always this, that, and the third." So I was like, you know what? I'm leaving some money on the table. I'm gonna come out with my own strand, K's Chronic. So that's how that came about. You know
And
what
what
I'm
does that
saying?
entail? Like, do you have to? Are you with a distributor?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
give us a
yeah.
little bit
I'm with a
of
distributor.
business
I
info
gotta
about you.
pick out what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I got a hybrid. I'm not gonna say what it is, but that's how we do it, and that's how that goes. And promotion, that's another thing. So yeah, that's my thing. That's my passion. Weed is my passion. I
And
love it.
where do you see the company going?
I'm just starting. I'm hoping to the moon. I don't, I needed to go to the moon, so I'm not gonna stop pushing it.
So something like cookies.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm in cookies and all that. You know what I'm saying? Burner, holla at me, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the limit. Sky's the limit. That's a fact. Once I could get in a couple stores like that, I'm cool.
Are you gonna be doing like blunts and things like that? Or you just
Actually, yeah, I want to do because they call me Rosewood. So yeah, I want to have my own roll up, like how Backwoods got Backwoods. So I want to have my own, roll ups.
cool. Now I know you said you mentioned that you came up with the idea for the merch while you were in jail. Do you want to talk a little bit like about that? You don't have to
Oh
like
no,
say everything like,
nah. It
or you
just
want to just talk about your experience
I
like.
just no, yeah. When was it? Yeah, I had got locked up on a. There you go, like weed again. That's is my problem. That's why I love it. So I got locked up. I think what was 2011 to 2014, and I was in the federal penitentiary. So I was just trying to figure out something to do when I got home. Like, yo, I can't, like, this shit is for the birds. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was just jotting down, shit and all that. So I came up with the BTOC, like, Beat the Odds Collective, like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, but it started off as it being, I was going to do it as a record label. And then I was like, I don't even like dealing with people like that. They even have a record label. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll do some merch. I'll do some clothes. And that's how that came about. You know what I'm saying? So when I came home, I opened up the LLC or whatever, and I started selling clothes.
um So, what are some of your future plans and goals, or like something you're looking to do, like maybe owning like some more real estate, things like that, with other business
My
ideas are you looking to get involved in?
um actually having owning my own bar. Not a restaurant, not a club, a bar. That's really what I want to do. I mean, other stuff I like to have real estate and all that, but my pet, like what I really want is like just running, owning a bar. You know what I'm saying? I came up off that. My pops. You know what I'm
Is that
saying?
bar called Phil's in Yonkers? Wait, what is that bar? I can't remember. There was some bar.
It depends on where it was at. I mean,
And I'm not. I can't. It was from years ago, and I was a little kid, so I couldn't even tell you what street it was on. But all
oh,
black
okay.
people went there, and my aunt like lived next door.
Oh, okay.
So you want to
Yeah,
buy a
so
bar?
that's what I want.
All right. Who has had a major influence on you in your life, and why?
Mm, yeah.
It doesn't even have to be like. It could be.
Yeah, I get it. I'm really actually really thinking about that. Um, I say, besides my parents, I could say my guys. I could say the locks. Like they make it show me that it's possible where I'm at now. Like they played a major influence on like how I am. Like you know what I'm saying? Just seeing that at a young age, like how like talent could get you on. Like you know what I'm saying? Could make you money. Could make you take care of your family. Could make all of those things possible. You know what I'm saying? So I could actually say, yeah, my guys. I could say the lots. You know.
Okay, last question.
Mm-hmm.
So, what does the right hand or being the right hand to someone mean to you? Let's start with
What it means to me,
Let's start
being
answer that complete
being
sentence.
somebody's right hand man. What it means to me, huh? Damn, a lot of stuff comes with that too. Um, it's I guess I guess nowadays, I guess since we in the music industry, I guess it means a lot to a lot of people. But with me, it's normal because I was always like, we was always close. Like, it was always like before any of this, like before the cameras, before the rapping, before when it was just our parents talking to each other, and we was just going to the park and playing, basketball. So, um, it means I mean I love it. It means it's loyalty. Like that's all I could say. It means loyalty to me. You know what I'm saying? That's what it means to me. Point blank loyalty.
Okay. Thank you, Kia.
Hmm.
Could you give me an example of a time where you had to show loyalty?
Mm. Let me see. Okay. One time, like, well, it doesn't like one time I had a car accident, right? Well, I didn't have one. My man was driving. My man Gusto. He was driving. We was going to a basketball game on Dykeman one year, and it was a lot of cars. We was actually racing, or whatever, whatever. And the car that cut us off and we crashed was Jadakiss car. He was driving, right? So I had a car accident. I crashed. I shattered my leg shattered. I was on crutches for like 2 years. I had to rebuild my shit. But make a long story short, um, when we crashed, the car that I was in was was dirty. You know what I'm saying? It was some guns in there, or whatever, whatever. And instead of like, most people get greedy and sue everybody, the insurance and my man get the money and try to come up and have a lawsuit and all types of stuff like that and all that. Nah, because all that they would go to jail. Feel what I'm saying? So that's loyalty there. No money. I'm not suing my friends. Nobody's going to jail. Nobody's doing none of that. So like my shit is like loyalty all around the gate. And if you ask anybody, I'm the definition of that. If you could ask the guys, you could ask whoever you want. Like, you know what I'm saying? When people see me in the street and I'm still around these guys, people are happy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I got a good spirit or whatever. It ain't nothing that I do that's any special, but it is what it is.
Do you think because you guys have known each other for so long, that's why this relationship it works so well?
I think so. I think so. Like I said, we've been together around each other since as far as third grade. You know what I'm saying? So that plays a part too. You know, you're right. It plays a part. Yeah, right. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a fact. Yeah,
Go ahead.
definitely.
Did you say that?
No, no. How to
Okay. Yeah. I told her if she thinks that I missed anything to let me know. Okay. So how do you think that you have been an influence on Jadakiss and the rest of the guys?
Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Um, I try to if I try to influence my guys any way possible. Whatever they need, I'm there based on my ability. If I could do it, you know, I could do it. Um, that's about it, really. Like, it's just something about like us just being, like you said, it's just us being together. It's just that's what makes that bond. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm willing to, we all together willing to do whatever for each other. Like when it comes down to it, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
I got one more. How do you see, like, talk about the growth that you saw from them, that you witnessed being on the road with them and how they interact with their fans or whatever?
The growth of the locks. Um, yeah, you gotta, cause I seen every era. I seen all 30 years I've been around. So, ever since I seen it from it all, from Bad Boy to Rough Riders to not being on Rough Riders to them holding down they self without needing anybody. So, yeah, like I seen them come up through a lot of trials and errors. You know what I'm saying? Like, from the shit with Puff and fighting him to get off of that. And now they got their publishing back. Like, so, I've been through it all. Everything. Shit. I done seen it all. Whatever y'all heard or the people heard on articles back I was there. So I was there for all the growth, man. I'm proud of my guys, man. I done seen them stand up and get bigger, better business. Um, just even with their families, I acknowledge all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just not their careers. I acknowledge, just growth in general from each person. Like, cause I remember how we all were as kids, like everybody was rough around the edges. Now, you know, it's a little diamond. It's a little. You could see a little. You know what I'm saying? You could see some shine around here. So that's what it is.
Were you in the building during verses?
Yes,
What was that like?
it was
How'd you
crazy.
feel watching them?
I was so crazy. I was so happy at my guys. I didn't even want to get in the ring. They wanted me to come in ring and be on camera and be in there with them. I was like, nah, because I might start something. I'm too hype. I might, you know what I'm saying? They all my guys and I don't want to start nothing. So I stayed outside the ring. So I was just running around, popping shit, with Carmelo Anthony and, guys of that nature and all that Fab and these guys and, you know what I'm saying? Just cheering my guys on, just letting the building know that it's about to be some shit happening. If you like Dipset, now you're not gonna like them after this one. You know what I'm saying? So it was on that type of time. Full backup, full support. Love the Dip though. Those are my guys. Love them. I still mess with them. Still talk to Cam, Jim, all of them. So it was no love lost. It just had to be done. Had to be done. Sorry, fella. Sorry. You know what I'm saying?
So, I don't know how you gonna ask this. Y'all families, y'all parents know each other, y'all kids know each other. So freeze that into some shit.
Look, just asking that type of shit. Yeah. No, but I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. He wanted the origins, like he want to know the connection. I get it.
You kind of touched on it a little
Close he
bit.
is.
Yeah, I get it.
On it a little bit when you said that you knew Jada
Yeah,
since kinder a third
I get
grade,
it.
and then she lived across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is where
But
that is
that's
where his
just
family lives.
yeah. Know them.
That's why I'm trying to tell you.
Kids,
Yeah, and are your all your kids
Yeah.
different
So
now?
well, listen, we all grew up around the same area except Styles. So yeah, my mother, Kiss mother, Sheik's mother, we all, God bless the dead. They all knew each other because we grew up. So if we got in trouble or we got arrested together, they all had to come and bail us out and all that. So we was always together. They'd talk or whatever, and we was at each other's houses all the time. See, Styles came after all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like once we got a little older, you know what I'm saying? But as far as me, Sheik, and Jada, we since young, like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. So now, fast forward, yeah, all our kids hang together. Every last one of our kids hang together, talk to each other, all of that. Same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like the whole circle again is connected.
Does everybody still live like around the Westchester area? I should say that live in like Jersey, right?
No. But they all separate though. They all different parts. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say where
Yeah,
everybody
no,
live
I
at,
know.
but
I know.
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, yeah. Everybody's connected.
Anything else you want me to pack?
how they get at you.
Yeah.
They want some beat the odds shirts and some lizard.
Yes, yeah. Wrap.
Listen, how to get at the God, K Rosewood, is go to K Rosewood. Go to K_Rosewood on IG. And what's my other joint? Oh man, I don't use it enough. Oh, what is it? Pop BTOC.
And then it's like a link tree.
That no, the gram for that. Shop BTOC. Yeah, you could get me on Instagram. Shop BTOC for the merchandise and the clothing. And as far as K's Chronic, I didn't even make a page for that yet. Just DM me. That's all I can tell you right now. I didn't even make a page for that. All right, but yeah, K _Rosewood.
Alright,
That's like, you know what I mean?
thank
Yo,
you.
You're
Rob,
welcome.
Now, wait,
you ain't coming on.
am I supposed to,
No,
you
you
wanna
ain't
give
coming
a
on.
soundbite or two or talk a little bit about him?
Oh, a
I'm
sound
just
bite.
telling you what Malcolm told me to tell you. And I was like, yes, he knows this. And he's like, yeah, he knows this. He's ready. I'm like, but every time you say something like this, and then I ask, like, you be not telling the truth. So did he ask you this?
Say you wanted to get on? Nah.
Questions.
See, it would just be talking about, like, how'd you meet him, your relationship with him, and
So
your
give him your mic then. He gonna.
what your experience has been.
Yeah, you
working
gotta
with him
take
as
it
a
off. I don't
DJ.
want to mess up nobody's equipment.
Good, bro.
That was
Just
4
pull-
questions.
Just pull it under your shirt. Pull it through.
Hold on, get up. Yes.
Sit right there.